and welcome to my 37th video. Thank you so much for joining me if you are a return subscriber, or hello if you are new. My name's Adrina. I'm an Australian teacher, a Teachers Pay Teachers seller and a mum. So things get a little bit crazy around here. Now in today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to make these super cute animals that I'll show you on screen. So we've got a chicken, we've got a cat, we've got a pig, and we've got a beaver. So those are some cute little animals that I've made just using PowerPoint. So if you would like to know how to make those in PowerPoint, then keep on watching. You do not need to know how to draw. All you need to know is how to click and have PowerPoint, and you can do this. Let's get straight into the tutorial. Okay guys, hi and welcome to this cute animals clip art PowerPoint tutorial. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to create this cute little cat, this little beaver, this little chicken, and this little piggy. Now, super simple for majority of all of them. The pig is obviously the easiest to make, but you do not need to know how to draw. All you need to know is how to click. And I'm going to show you exactly how I've made these, and you can make them too. They are super simple, super easy. What I would suggest to begin with is to start off in a 8.5 times 11 letter sized paper, and let's begin. Okay, let's start off with the cat. Now, if you've watched any of my other PowerPoint tutorials, you know the reason why I start off in this portrait style piece of paper is because we want to make it big so that we can scale it if we need to. Now, what we're going to start off with is we are going to be starting off with shapes, and if you've never used PowerPoint before and you are wondering how to create, it's all happening in the shapes bar. Okie dokie. So we're going to be starting off with shapes, and we're going to start off with a basic shape, and it's just going to be the oval, which actually looks like a circle. So make a big circle. You just want to fill that in with the bottom grey here. Okay, so we're going to turn the outline black, and we're going to make the weight a little bit bigger than 6 points. So what we'll do is we're going to go to more lines, and you'll have this little menu that comes up. And we're going to change it here where it says width. We might change it to, let's try 10. Yeah, we're going to keep it at 10. Okay, so we've got the width at 10. Now all we need to do is literally, this is a shortcut. Instead of pressing copy and paste or trying to insert it again from the shapes bar, all you're going to do if you are on a Mac is Command D, and I think it's Control D if you are on a PC. So Command D, we're just going to duplicate that, and we're just going to scale it down. It's going to be our eye, and we're just going to fill it in with the black. We're just going to create 2 eyes. This is just a little clip art cat that I created just before this, and so you're going to have to just see what you like with the sizing of the eyes. Sometimes just to get them exact, I just delete one, and I'll actually just Command D just to get the exact same as that one. And then I will have that about that. And then what I'll do is I'll Command, or even if you press, you can either press Command, click them both, or you can press Shift, that also clicks them both. And what I want to make sure, I'm pretty sure it was a line, but let's just go up here, press a line, line to top. Didn't move, so that was right, it was in the good spot. Right, what we want to do next is literally just get a downwards triangle. So if we go down, we have a triangle here, which is called merge. I don't know why it's called merge, that's so strange. And so we can just do a little nose, paint it black. I'll color it in black, change the fill. We want to change the fill to 10. Just so that when we make it black and white, that it's the same size. And you can kind of see here my eyes are a little bit higher here and a little smaller, so I might even make them a little bit smaller and lift them up a little bit more as well. So I'll just delete that again, and sometimes it is trial and error, you guys. So we've got 2 eyes there, and you kind of just want to have them kind of similar to the edge of the nose, but do have a little play around with it, do move it around. Now for the next part, we're just going to go to insert. Now this is going to be a bit strange because we're not going to use a typical shape for this mouth area. We're going to use actually an arrow for this. So if we go down to this one here, which is called the U-turn arrow, we're going to basically just draw him out. We are going to have to edit it though. So we're going to just turn him around like that. We're going to put him just there for now, but what we're going to do is we're going to stretch him out a little bit more. Don't mind if he gets a little bit fat because we're going to change that. You'll see all these little yellow bars here. That allows us basically whenever you press one of those yellow bars, it allows you to kind of move and change things. So for this case, we want to kind of come up to here to make it a bit thinner. And then we're just going to kind of make it as thin as we feel like is good. And I think that looks pretty good. So I'm just going to color that in black. And I will maybe move it up a little bit and move it out. Again, you're going to have to just kind of trial and error with this. You can move the nose up a little bit too. And then what we're going to do, I know it looks strange right now, and it might be still a little bit too thick, so I might move it just a little bit thinner. What I'm going to do now is make it a little bit wider, and then I'm going to Command D to duplicate it again. And then what I'm just going to do is go up to the top here, plus rotate, and then horizontal just to turn it around. And then I'm just going to put it about like there. And again, to make sure that they're on point, just select them both by pressing Control if you're on a Mac, and then just align to bottom so that they're aligned correctly. Now this one, I'm going to trial something out. I'm going to just press Command here, and I want to just click Align to Center. Yeah, so if you do that, it'll align it to the center of that shape, like it sort of just did there. So that was good. Now you see, I don't want these arrow things happening next to the mouth. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to go Insert Shapes again. I'm going to go and grab a rectangle or anything that's kind of got a flat edge. Rectangles are the best. Then I'm just going to go and change the color again, take the outline off, and then I'm just going to duplicate that. And so you see we've got this shape here. I'm just going to put it over there, and as I did with the mouth, I'm just going to align to bottom, make sure that they're even. So that's the mouth. Now you can kind of see on my cat here, they didn't go all the way up. So if I wanted to edit that, I could actually edit it a little bit more. So I might even just edit that just a little bit more, just so it's a little bit more to my liking. And again, I could easily just, to be honest, it's probably easier if I just literally take that off, duplicate this, rotate it horizontally, and then so I know it's exactly the same size, and then just literally align it again, line to bottom. Oh, maybe we'll do a line to top this time. And then move that one. Now you'll notice if you haven't put this one on top as a top layer, it won't go on top. So you have to right click that and bring to front, and that will bring it all the way to the front. So then you can kind of move that back on there. And then I just want to click that again, align to bottom, and then perfect. Okay, so we've got our little cat nose, our cat mouth, our cat eyes. Now we're just going to go and grab another triangle, and we'll do the ears. So super simple, you guys. Again, like I said, you don't need to know how to draw. You can literally just know how to click. You do not have to be Picasso. I know these aren't super crazy or fantastic, but they are super cute, and they are something that, you know, anyone can do. So let's color him in. Let's give him a weight line. Start off with the 6, but then we're going to change it here, just clicking 10, enter. And we'll do the same on, if you didn't know, I just duplicated that as well. So I'm just going to now choose this light pink color, and I might change the color later because it's a little bit pale for my liking, but I'll give the outline, put the outline on there first, 10, and then you can see that I don't want it looking like that. So what I want, first of all, let's just make this a little smaller, and then I want to basically hold down Command or Control. You can do it with Shift as well, and I want to just click both of them, and I want to basically Control right click, and I want to go center back. So that will send it to back, and you can see, wow, we do not need a cat that's got those big ears. So we're going to have to make that a little smaller and just adjust it to our liking. So we might give it a bit more of a point up this way, and the same with that. But it's really all about trial and error and just kind of moving it around to how you like it. That's really the trick with that. So I might give it a little bit more point. Okay, what I want to do now is I'm just going to Command D, And so I'm going to just rotate that horizontally. And so we've got 2 on the other side. Now I have to move this back into here. And same thing sort of though, just send them both to back. And you might just have to kind of like move it around a little just to kind of get things a little bit more even and right way. And if you want to, you can always align them. So align to top. And then we could do this, align to top. So we know it's on the exact same page. And like I said, I want to change these because they're a little bit too pale for my liking. So you go to shape, fill, more fill colors. What I like to do is I do like to kind of just move this around in this circular color wheel area. And I just like to make it a little bit more pinker. Press OK. And voila. Now I will say this nose could even be a little smaller actually to give it more of a cat-like kind of feature, but it's totally up to you. You can do it any way that you like. If you do make it smaller, you can obviously change the mouth and everything as well with it. But now I think I want to keep it at that. Now to make it even more cat-like, we're going to add some whiskers. So all we need to do, insert shapes, we're just going to go to this line here, which is just line literally, and just draw out a line. Now we don't need to have the thickness so thick with these because they are whiskers, so they are thinner, but we might change it to like, well, we know this is 10, so we might even change it to either 4. Yeah, maybe 4 looks good. And we just want to kind of duplicate, so Command D again, and just literally duplicate that. So we've got whiskers. You can have them as long or as short as you like. Totally up to you and whatever you want to give to your cat. And then we just want to basically select them all, press Command D, move it over, and then just do rotate and horizontal. And we can see that it's a bit more easier to just, instead of redrawing the whole thing again. And we don't have to obviously be too pedantic with the whiskers. They don't have to be exactly the same, but you can obviously use the align tool if you like. Now to give it more realistic, we want to add some little dots. Now the way I do this is a new feature that I haven't showed you guys this little feature before. So you're in luck because I'm going to show you something super cool. So we have shapes here, but I don't know if you've ever noticed, we actually have a little tab that says draw. So this allows us to actually draw like with a mouse. So what I usually like to do is I like to choose this first one here, and I like to just click the arrow down, and I kind of like to choose what thickness I like. For this one I might probably try this one first, but it depends on what you want as a personal preference. I'm going to change it to black, and I can see when I move my mouse over it's probably a bit too small, so I'm actually going to go higher. Let's see this one. Yeah, so that's a bit nicer in the size. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to literally give my little cat some dots just to help give that more cute, realistic cat-like look. And then to finish this cat off, all I'm going to do is going to go back into here, choose the big one, choose the white, and add one little dot right there. And voila, you've got your cute little cat. Now again, do have a little play around with, I'm just going to have to get off the draw menu by making a shape, but do have a play around with the size of the nose. You might like a cat that's got a bigger nose, you might like a cat that's got a smaller nose, even smaller than that, you might like something like that. It depends on whatever your preference is, but if you are making the clip art or you want to keep it, then I would suggest, because if I was trying to move that cat now, it would look like that. Command Z to go back. To keep it all in one place, I'm just going to select it all, and I'm just going to go Control right click, and I'm going to go group. So to group this will allow it to, you know, stay in one place when you're moving it, but to save it as clip art, what you're gonna have to do is go right click, save as picture, and then you're going to go into wherever you want to save it, desktop, let's just do cat, and save as a PNG, and just click save. Okay, so the reason why you want to save it if you're going to use it for clip art, if you have watched any of my other videos, you'll know if I was to not, for example, let me just duplicate this page so you can kind of understand what I'm trying to say here. So if I was to scale this down based off what I've already created, you'll see you can do that, but things go all crazy. So what we do want, Control Z, we want is to insert the clip art that we just saved, insert, and so you'll see him here, and then if I want to scale him down, I wouldn't get the same issue with it kind of going all weird. So you can tell the difference, right, when you scale it down, when you're using that as a clip art piece rather than just it grouped. So that's just a quick tip there for anyone that is just new to this. So that's the little cat. Let's move on. We're going to do this beaver. Super easy, this one, you guys. But to make your process a lot quicker, what you could even do is, I probably didn't even need to delete that slide. What I could do actually is just copy him because he's still grouped and whatnot, but that means I can still edit him. What I'll do is just Command C, copy, and then I'm going to go Command V to keep the consistency with the sizes and everything. I'm just going to paste him here because I've already made one. I can now just alter this now. So I'm just going to go and group, and then I'm going to go ungroup because I don't want all the pieces stuck together anymore because I'm going to change things. I'm just going to delete the ears. I'm going to keep the eyes where they are. We don't need the whiskers. Get rid of the whiskers, and we can get rid of the mouth, and we can get rid of that, but we're going to leave the eyes. Now, basically, for this little beaver guy, first of all, let's just, because we're re-editing it from that, let's change the color. So the color I'm using is just this one, this brown here. So change the color, that automatically helps with the image of what we're going to be doing. So I'm now going to actually use shape. I'm going to go to teardrop, and then I'm just going to draw a teardrop, and then I'm going to turn it around. So you'll see I can make the ears with this. So I'm just going to color that in. Same thing, I'm going to change the outline to black, and I'm going to make it 10 points over here. And then I'm going to just duplicate it again, make this one a little smaller. Now you do have to kind of have a little play around with this because it can go a little bit wonky-ish, this one, so just be mindful of that. But keep it there. Select both of them and then send to back. And then I've kind of got an ear there. You can make them bigger, smaller, however you kind of want with the inside of it. And you can obviously make them a bit closer inwards. And then just to speed up the process, Command D again. And then you could even just go rotate horizontal. And then you could literally just move it down and center back. Just so that we know that it's in the background. We don't need it in front. So we can move this around a little bit more if we want to, just to get it to our liking. If we are wanting to be pedantic with it, we can just go align to bottom. And we could go here, align to bottom, and that will kind of give us an exact kind of look for this. So that is that. Now all we need to do is the nose and the mouth. For the nose, we're just going to be using this rounded rectangle, one of my favorites. And we're going to just alter it a little bit by pressing this yellow bit here and just going a little bit rounded and just coloring that in black. Shape outline, change it to 10. And then, so simple, but we just kind of go and grab a rectangle. Now you may want to move that nose down a little bit depending on what your beaver kind of looks like. Alter it to however you like, but same thing. So we're just going to have this little rectangle here. We're going to make him a little smaller, and then we're just going to add some teeth. So same thing, go back to the rounded rectangle. We're going to draw two beaver teeth and just color them in white or whatever color you want. We're going to give them an outline, so 6. And we can obviously make them to 10. When you are creating clip art, it is good to kind of keep the consistency with the weight of the lines. However, sometimes it is required for you to kind of go a little bit smaller if you want to. So that's pretty big teeth. So we want to go a little bit smaller there. And you can alter this to however you really want. You could make the teeth smaller, you could make them bigger, you could make them whatever, but I'm just going to keep it at that. I'm going to literally just select that, and because we've already done the eyes, we don't need to do anything more but just group it, and then obviously save as a picture, save as PNG, save. Alright, so that's the second one. Let's move on. That's our beaver. And same thing, what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to copy the last one. I'm going to paste it in here, and then I'm just going to delete the parts that I don't want, but first I need to ungroup it. Let's do the ears. We don't need ears for this chicken. We do need to get rid of the nose and the mouth because we don't want that. And we want to change the color, so we click that there. Go into the color. I'm going to use this one just above the brown, orangey sort of brown. And then I'm just going to go insert, and I'm going to use that teardrop shape again. And I'm just going to draw it out and turn it around. Command D to make 3 of these. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and I'm just going to try and join them all up at the corner there. And so I'm just going to select all of them. I'm going to give it an outline, make it 6, and then turn it to 10 here. And then I'm going to color it in this dark red to give it that kind of chicken vibe. Now I do need to change or alter it a little bit because I'm not too happy with that little area there. So I just got to move it around till it's kind of like on exactly where I want it. And sometimes it does take a little bit of shifting and moving, and that's totally okay. So that's fairly good. You can just move them around once you select them to kind of where you want them to go. And then super simple, after that, we're just going to grab a triangle, and we'll just grab the basic shape, isosceles triangle. We'll go like that, turn them around, and then we'll grab that yellow part, and we'll just give him a turn and just kind of move it to the side a little bit. Now we're just going to give him a yellow beak. Well, it's probably not yellow enough. So we'll just change the color a little bit just by moving it up on there. We're going to give the outline again, same kind of thing. It kind of gets to a point, you guys, where it is kind of repetitive in a way of how to create, but once you get the hang of it, it's like, oh, your workflow becomes super easy. So I've just duplicated that, and that looks strange. So I want to obviously make this one on top. So click that to bring to top, so then you've kind of got one in the background and one in the front to make it look like a chicken's beak. And then if you want to create this bottom part, you could just literally duplicate that, turn it around. Now this is a new kind of trick that I'm going to show you in a sec. So you can kind of see how I've got it like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just duplicate another one. I'm going to kind of just match them up here, and then watch what I do next. So I'm going to press Command Select, and then I'm actually going to go up here. This is another cool trick that I'm teaching you guys. So if you go to Merge Shapes, go to Down and go to Union, it'll kind of join it up. We don't need to worry too much about that because you won't see it, but what you're going to do is you're going to basically send this, well, not send it to the back, we'll bring this beak up, so we'll bring that to the front, and then we'll just move that to kind of where we want it for the chickens, kind of like, I don't even know what they're called, but that thing underneath their beak. I need to look that up. So that is basically the chicken. Also, you guys, if there is a particular color that you like, I'll just show you real quick too. If you wanted, say if I wanted that exact color, I can go to Shape Fill, More Colors, and then I can just go here and use the eyedropper, and I can go to any part of my page. So if you had a reference image of colors that you wanted to use, you could use this eyedropper, but I'm just going to use the eyedropper to click on this yellow from what I used in the last one, just to kind of change it, because yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Lovely, so that is that chicken, same thing, obviously highlight, group, and then save. Okay, so our last one, we're just going to copy that chicken. We're going to go down to the pig, we're going to paste him, move him down a bit, and we're just going to ungroup, and this is the easiest one of them all, but we're just going to delete all the things that we don't need first. This little pig is made literally all with circles, so it's only a circle that you need for this. All right, so we're just going to draw another big circle, change the outline, and we'll change that to 10 as we have with all the others. 10. Now we are going to just quickly change the color. So again, the pink won't be up here. You'll have to kind of go into more colors and choose the kind of pink that you want. So just have a play around. So I might choose that. Oh, that's a bit too pink. Leave that there, and I'm going to go in, and I'm just going to go into more of a darkerish pink. There we go. And then after that, I'm going to just duplicate that circle again. Have your pig's nostrils be dark, or they can be a darker pink like I've done here. So I'm not actually going to have the outlines on these because I think it just looks kind of cuter without on this particular one. So I might just go and slide it down here a little and just make it more to the red area. And then I'm just going to take the outline off, and so it looks like that. I'm just going to select the background circle, Command D, scale that down to make it smaller. Add those two, we'll align it to the top, and then we'll send it to the back by clicking right click, send to back, and then just kind of altering that. And that's basically your pig. You can make the nostrils bigger as well if you want. And yeah, that's basically your little pig, all good to go. Let's group him all together, let's save him, and then we're going to insert all the new ones that we made. All right, so let's go and open a new slide now. Delete these, and let's have a look at our little creations. Insert pictures. Insert all the new animals that we just created. I'm going to scale them down. So they will come up quite large when you first insert them. You just have to scale them down. The reason why you want to create them bigger is because when you scale them up, then they retain more quality than if you were to make them so small on the page. I learned that over time. Although it might seem a little bit crazy when you insert the clip art and they're quite large, it's easy enough to just minimize them or scale them down than it is to scale them up and be all furry and fuzzy, and you don't want that. So that's basically that. Super easy, super simple. You can go and alter these to however you want. They're super cute. You could add these to your own little worksheets. So you could do a farm activity. You could do whatever you like. But yeah, basically it's just about getting creative and just finding a way through shape, create images. All things are made out of shapes, so it's just about using your imagination to see what shapes you can use to create a certain thing. And before I leave you, if you're wanting a black and white version, what I would suggest is just to duplicate whatever animal you're doing. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know how to do this, but what I'd suggest is you just clicking on each of these and then going and just changing it to white, because, I mean, with this piggy, you might either have to choose to give it a grey nostril or even a black nostril, or you could choose to click that, fill it in with white, give it the outline, and have it like that. Totally up to you, but then you'd save that as a separate piece of clip art. But yeah, if you've watched any of my other tutorials, you know that's sort of how to change it into a black and white version. Super simple, super easy, and then you can just save it how it is, and then you can easily, I'll just show you. So let's just save this as a black and white version. So save as picture, pig, black and white, desktop, save. And then the good thing about it is if you use the exact same image, then if you were to replace something, all you need to do is right click, change picture from a file, and then just choose the one that you want, and it would be inserted exactly how it was already in the document. I hope that helps, and I hope that you have a go at creating these cute little animals. Okay guys, that's the tutorial. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you learned something new, and I hope that you now feel empowered to now go and have a shot at creating these little cute animals. So thank you guys. Please keep in mind, if you are wanting to use your clip art that you made today with me in any of your products, that you may need to purchase a commercial use license for your worksheets and things that you sell commercially. If you like this PowerPoint tutorial, don't forget to check out my other ones that I have, because I do walk you through the process of how to create other clip art using PowerPoint. Thank you once again, and I'll see you in my next video. Adios.